Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Vish and welcome to a book unhaul. This is my very first unhaul on this channel. I usually don't do unhauls because I don't know, it feels very negative, but you know what? It's time because I want to clear my shelves and only leave books that I absolutely love and want to reread. Okay, so this video will basically be in two parts. The first part is going through all the books that I already have unhauled and put in a pile in the corner. And the second part will be to do like a little vlog style and look at all the books on my shelves and pick the books out of them to unhaul. I am a serial unhauler, so there shouldn't be too many books that I'm gonna unhaul. But I'm gonna try and aim for a good amount to unhaul because I'm pretty sure the next video you're gonna see is my entire physical TBR. So all of the books that are unread on these shelves. Before I do that, I'm gonna pick out all the books that I'm not interested in anymore, books that I read that I don't love and won't reread. So let's jump into the books that I already have a pile of and then we'll go to do the vlog style thing. I won't say too much about all the books. We'll be here all day. So the first book I want to talk about is The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. I know, gasp, horror. This is one of the book club picks for my Patreon and I read this for that and I gave it, I think, 2 stars. I did not like this. The murder mystery was really good. I'll say that. But everything else I didn't enjoy. I did not like the characters and I just thought it was okay. Okay, so the next book is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This is the first book to the Dreamland Billionaires series. Long story short, I read her other book, Throttled, and I gave that 2 stars. That wasn't very good. So I was like, okay, I'll just unhaul this because I didn't like it. However, Christine from the Groomies Digest recently read this and she gave it 4 stars. So I feel like there's hope, but then Becca gave it 3 stars, so I don't know what to do. So I think I'm gonna take this off the unhaul pile. I didn't realize it was in this pile and try it at least. Plot twist. The next book is A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahera Mafi. I read this a couple of years ago, I think, and I really liked it. I think I gave it 4 stars or 4.5 stars. It's to do with racism during 9/11 and we follow this girl in high school dealing with that racism and it has a little romance to go with it as well. It was really cute. I actually really like Tahera Mafi's writing. I haven't read her Shadow Me series. However, I do have this Woven Kingdom in my Lumicrate edition, so I'm excited to give that a try. But the reason I'm unhauling this is because I don't think I'll ever reread it again. But I highly recommend the story if you haven't read it yet. It is a YA contemporary book, so hopefully someone else will read this and enjoy this. Okay, next up is Once Upon a River by Diane Setterfield. This book is gorgeous, which is why I held on to it for so long. But realistically, I'm not gonna read this. You know why? Because I just had a revelation a couple of months ago, or really when I read The Starless Sea and like The Library of the Unwritten. I'm not a fan of like magical realism and like that type of stories. I know this is magical realism or like kind of speculative fantastical story, you know? I'm not a fan. I need things to be concrete, not up in the air. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to ever get to this, even though I really do, but I have to be in a very specific mood. And if I am in that mood, I will probably just get it from my library instead. Because girl, I live in an apartment. Like, this is it. I don't have any more space. So I need to get rid of this because I don't know when I'll ever read this. But the cover is so pretty. And I'm pretty sure I got this for $5 on sale. So I'm very sad to be getting rid of this. But it needs to happen. Let me know in the comments what you think. This might already be gone when you comment, but let me know what you think, if I should keep this or not. Next up is 7 Blades in Black by Sam Sykes. I got this book like a couple of years ago before I learned Sam Sykes not a very good human being. So that's why I'm getting rid of this. This is a fantasy novel, but yeah, I'm not gonna read this, you know, even though it's by Orbit. Next up is Baby Teeth by Zoe Stage, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I got this at a library sale, clearly. And this is just a thriller book about a creepy 7-year-old kid. And I don't know how to feel about that. I just saw this around BookTube and I saw it in my library sale. I'm like, ooh, I've seen that before. But I'm not really interested. Creepy kids freak me out. And I feel like I have a good selection of thriller and horror books behind me that, I don't know, I don't think I'll ever get to this, so I'm just gonna pass this on to someone else. Next one is totally not because of cover by, and that is None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney. However, after getting it, I've heard some people talk about it, and they basically say it's kind of Riverdale-esque, where there's just a couple of kids working with the FBI trying to solve a crime. I'm like, they're just kids. That doesn't make any sense. And the characters are really annoying, apparently. So, I don't know. It just doesn't give me good vibes. And it's YA. I'm not a fan of YA thrillers. So this will be going to someone else. Next is a fantasy book called Steel Crow Saga by Paul Kruger. Also, not a great human being. Hence why I'm getting rid of it. However, I'm really sad because it's kind of like a Pokemon story or like an animal companion story, and I'm always down for an animal companion story, but I'm not gonna read it. The next two books are part of a YA fantasy series, I think, and that is Ace of Shades and King of Fools by Amanda Foody. So this is book 1 and book 2 to the series. I don't even know why I got this, to be honest, and I don't even know why it's fantasy. It just says, welcome to the city of sin where casino families reign, gangs infest the streets, and secrets hide in every shadow. I feel like it's a mafia fantasy story. Anyway, I'm not interested in it anymore. I'm trying to cull down my YA fantasy collection. I'm not interested in the series anymore, so I'm gonna pass it on. Next up is The Falling in Love Montage by Sierra Smith. This is a YA sapphic story. I haven't read this before, but again, it's kind of like a YA romance. I'm not really interested. However, I am interested in sapphic stories, especially Delilah Green Doesn't Care. I really want to read that one. I don't know if I like this. I haven't heard the best of things, but if you've read it and if you like it, please let me know in the comments if I should keep this, because I'm not too sure about this one, to be honest. Next up is a book that was highly recommended by Abby and her partner, and it is I Am Pilgrim by Terry Hayes. Guys, like, I was fully like committed to reading this one day, but like I'm just realizing I'm not a fan of like crime stories, you know? I don't really care about crime stories, and I'm really sorry. I know Abby, your boyfriend, really likes it, but I don't know if I'll get to this thick ass book of a crime story. So this is going. Okay, the next one is Firestarter by Stephen King. I actually thrifted this ages ago. I have never read Stephen King, and I have this and The Shining, so I'm gonna keep The Shining, but I'm gonna get rid of this because I don't know if I'm gonna like Stephen King. It's taking up space. I bought this 2018, 2017, so it's just been sitting there doing nothing. So this is gonna go, but I'm gonna keep The Shining so I can at least try a Stephen King. And then when I like it, I can buy more books, so that's fine. Okay, the next 3 books I also thrifted, and this is the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series. So these are, again, crime stories. I don't know if I'm going to like it, so I'm gonna get rid of them. If anyone convinces me to read this series, I'll get it from the library, and I also have the first book on Kindle. So yeah, I'm gonna get rid of these because they're taking up space in my shelves. Alright, so those are all the books that are in my pile. Now we're gonna go through my shelves and get rid of the books that I don't want anymore. Okay, so here are my shelves. And I won't be going through that one because they're all book sub boxes and I want to keep all of them. Okay, this should be easy because I have separated my shelves to red and then unread. So this should be easy. So let's go through the YA shelves. Okay, so the first thing I see is lore. Let me just get rid of this thing here so I can get it. Okay, so we have lore. I have heard nothing but bad things about this. However, I love Greek mythology. But do I want to read a bad Greek mythology? I don't think so. So I'm gonna get rid of this. I have been debating to get rid of Burn by Patrick Ness because I think it's kind of historical fiction but with dragons. But I mean, it's dragons, you know? So I don't know if I should get rid of this. So I'm gonna keep that until the next unhaul, and then I'll decide if I want to get rid of it. Okay, now we come to the literary fiction section, which is just over here. Okay, so we have The Wolf Den by Elodie Harper. This one's historical fiction, I'm pretty sure. However, it takes place in Pompeii, and I'm really interested in like Pompeii and stuff, so I'm gonna keep this for when my mood for historical fiction comes up, because it happens sometimes. Okay, next up is The Henna Artist by Alka Joshi. Now, I've heard mixed things about this, and my friend Joshana didn't like this as much. However, it is Indian historical fiction, fiction, so I will keep that for now. Okay, now we've come to the romance section, and I don't think I want to get rid of any of these. Oh, actually, I'm gonna bite the bullet here and get rid of Love Your Life by Sophie Kinsella. I love Sophie Kinsella, but I don't think I'll ever read anything new from her because I only like her old stuff. So we're getting rid of this one. Okay, and now we've come to the thriller horror section. I'm thinking of getting rid of The Silence of Bones by June Her. I love this cover and I really want to read this because it's kind of a Korean murder mystery, but it is historical fiction. So, don't know. If you've read this, can you let me know what you think of this? Because I don't know about this one. Just like Burn by Patrick Ness, I'm not sure about it, you know? Okay, we're doing drastic things here. Realistically, I don't think I'm gonna read this. So we're getting rid of it. So I have Devil All the Time by Donald Ray Pollock. I've heard good things about this, especially the movie because Tom Holland is in it. And I've kept this specifically so I can read the book before I watch the movie. But I don't know if I ever will. I'll probably just watch the movie like a basic bitch. I have Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Power. I've read Wilder Girls by Rory Power and I just thought it was okay. And I liked her writing style. That's why I bought her next book. So I don't know if I want to keep this because I bought it ages ago and I don't know realistically I'll ever get to this. You know what? We're getting rid of this. And I think, oh no, here we are. Yep, we're gonna get rid of this. Anatomy of a Scandal by Sarah Vaughan. Abby has read this, I think, and I think she liked it. And now there's a TV show of this. And it's a court case, I'm pretty sure, and I don't think I'm interested in that. So we're getting rid of this. Okay, now we moved on to the sci-fi part of this. I just took some books out because I remember I have this and I got it for free. And I think I want to keep that because I know it's superpowers. We'll keep Ready Player One and we'll keep Leviathan Wakes when I eventually want to venture into sci-fi opera. And of course, we're keeping Jurassic Park because hello. Okay. I've just seen this and I think I'm gonna get rid of this. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? I'm not very into classics, especially fantasy classics and sci-fi classics. So I am going to get rid of this, even though I love the SF Masterworks spines because they all match up and the artwork as well, but getting rid of this. Next up we have Dune. I don't know if I ever want to read this though. I don't know. I've heard not great things from my friends, but I've heard good things from my other friends, so I don't know if I ever want to read this. Again, I'm not a fan of classic anything. I'll keep this for now, and we'll revisit this in the next unhaul. Ooh, this one, I know what this is. Hyperion by Dan Simmons. I actually DNF'd this book. I read a little bit of it, as you can see with the tabs, and then I just wasn't interested anymore. But from what I've read, I liked it, but the thing I'm hesitant about, it's a series of short stories, and I'm not a fan of short stories. So I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. Realistically, I don't think I'll ever get to it. So we're getting rid of this. Okay, so now we've come to my red section, and we're starting with YA, and I don't think I am getting rid of anything. And of course here, oh, I'm not getting rid of any of these. Especially these, my prized possessions. And of course, I'm not getting rid of these two. Now we've come to the adult section. I'm not getting rid of any of those. Actually, this one I'm still debating getting rid of because I gave this 2 stars. I want to see what everyone says about the second book before I get rid of this. If it's kind of the same as the first one, then there's no point continuing. Alright, and then we have here, aha, found one. The Library of the Unwritten by A.J. Hackworth. I gave this 3 stars, and I'm never gonna reread this, so this is going. My cousin borrowed House of Cerulean Sea, so we're gonna keep that there. And then here, not getting rid of any of that. And then we have the end of fantasy, and then we go into sci-fi, and then all of this are romance and thrillers. So it doesn't seem like I want to get rid of anything here. Definitely not those, my prized possessions. These 2 are still on the maybe. I did like them, but I don't know if I'll ever reread them. So I don't know about that one just yet. Aha! Lovely Bad Things by Trisha Wolfe. I gave this 2 stars. This was very bad and I did not like it. And then we have Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey. I DNF'd this and I don't think I'll ever revisit it again, so we're getting rid of this. And now we've reached the end to my red books, and now we move on to adult fantasy unread. From this stack, I don't think I'm getting rid of anything because that's Semlin Ascends, that's the Paternus trilogy, and then the rest of these are Joe Abercrombie and Catherine Arden, so we won't touch that. And then we come here. I got Upon a Burning Throne. I'm keeping that. All this I'm keeping. This is essentially a bookshelf tour, so you're welcome. I don't think I'm getting rid of any of these. Let's just turn them around so you can see. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of any of these, so we'll keep those. Now this I'm debating getting rid of because I'm not a fan of historical fantasy, and it's She Who Became the Sun by Shelby Parker Chan. This is historical fantasy, but more historical than fantasy. But I already bought this, so I'm gonna give it a try and see what I think. But I highly doubt I'm gonna keep this. Now we have Bloody Rose. I've been debating DNFing this series for a long time now because I really like Kings of the Wild, but I don't know if I want to continue on with the companion book, because in order to read this companion book, I would have to reread Kings of the Wild. You know what? We're DNFing the series and we're getting rid of Bloody Rose. Okay, and then we have this section. I apologize for all the turned over books, but I don't think we're getting rid of any of them. This is my John Gwynne books. This is The Gutter Prayer. I'm keeping that. These two are Christina Henry books, and this is the 5th season, The Inheritance trilogy. This is all my Hobb books, and that one is Shadow of What Was Lost. Yes, so we're keeping that. We're keeping all of that. And then we come here. This is Dreams of the Dying, I'm pretty sure, so we're keeping that. We're keeping these. This is the Gentleman Bastard series. We're keeping those. Let me just turn this around so you can see properly. I don't remember what the upper books are. Ah, yes. Okay, so we got Ruin of Kings, Rewrite the Storms. I'm keeping all these. This I am unsure of. So I'm happy with Daughter of the Forest by Juliet Merlier, one of my favorite books of the year. However, I don't know if I want to continue on with the series because I feel like I need to preserve that first book with my life. And this is a generational story, so I don't know if I want to continue on with the series because of that. So this one I will save and give it a try, just like She Who Became the Sun. I'll give it a try, and then we'll figure it out. Next up, we have... what is this? Oh, yes, I'm keeping that one. I'm pretty sure all this is Name of the Wind and Anthony Ryan, so I'll keep that. And all this is Brandon Sanderson. Can you guess what these ones are? They're Stormlight, so keeping those. This one is We Are the Dead. We're keeping those. And this is the Bone Season series. This one is The Stone Knife by Anna Stevens. We're keeping that. And this one's a Michael J. Sullivan book, and this one is a Tasha Suri book. We're keeping those. And now we've reached the bottom of my adult fantasy, and we're keeping this. I might be getting rid of this because I don't know if I'll ever read it. I bought this because it's a King Arthur retelling by Forced Alone by Lovey Tadar, and I really want to read this because I know Leanna from Leanna's Library actually liked this, so I think I'll keep this because I really like Arthurian legend stories, and it's adult fantasy too, so I'll keep this. And of course I'm keeping my Lord of the Rings trilogy and The Hobbit. I'll keep the Chronicles of Bitch Queen because I really want to read that. We'll keep Sword of Kaigan, and I think I'll keep the Black Prism series so I can try out the first book and see what I think, and then we'll figure out if I want to get rid of them. And lastly, I want to keep all of these, so that's it. This was a very successful unhaul, if I do say so myself. I mean, Jesus, this is all the additional books. So let me count all of them and I will let you know how many books I'm unhauling. Okay, so apparently I'm getting rid of 27 books. That is a lot of them. But yay, I did it. Cool. Again, let me know down in the comments which ones maybe I should keep. I'll take them into consideration. If you made it to the end of the video, put the no emoji in the comments below, because no to taking up space in our shelves, because we need to make room for new books. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to. All my socials and my Patreon is linked down below if you want to check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!